Good day. My name is Sean Angelo M. Zaquita, and this is my report for Transmission Media and Antenna System. My topic for today is phased arrays. Phase arrays. Introduction. Phase array usually means an electronically scanned array, a computer-controlled array of antennas, which creates a beam of radio waves that can be mechanically steered to point in different directions without moving the antennas. In a simple array antenna, the radio frequency current from the transmitter is fed to the individual antennas with the correct phase relationship so that the radio waves from the separate antennas add together to increase the radiation in a desired direction and cancel to suppress radiation in undesired direction. In a phase array, the power from the transmitter is fed to the antennas through a device called the phase shifters, controlled by a computer system which can alter the phase electronically, thus steering the beam of radio waves to a different direction. Since the array must consist of many small antennas, sometimes thousands. To achieve high gain, phase arrays are mainly practical at high frequency end of the radio spectrum in the UHF and microwave bands, in which the antenna elements are conveniently small. Phase arrays were invented for use in military radar systems to steer a beam of radio waves quickly across the sky to detect planes and missiles. These systems are now widely used and have a spread to civilian application. The phase arrays principle is used to acoustics and phase arrays of acoustic transducers are used in medical ultrasonic imaging, scanners, phase array ultrasonics, oil and gas prospecting, reflection seismology, and military solar system. Kadalasan nakikita natin 'to sa ano, ah, X-ray, ah, X-ray 'pag nagpapa-X-ray tayo parang yung ultrasound dun sa ano, sa para mag-create ng image, yung invisible na parang signal, dun po natin nakikita. Also, nakikita po natin yung gera natin sa Israel na kung saan po is may may dome yung Israel na kung saan magiging defense sa mga papasok or madidetect niyang mga missile galing sa kalaban. The term phase array is also used to a lesser extent for unsteered array antennas in which the phase of the feed power and thus the radiation pattern of the antenna array is fixed. For example, AM broadcast radio antennas consisting of multiple mass radiators fed so as to create a specific radiation pattern are also called phase arrays. So ginagamit pa rin din natin to sa mga TV natin. So also yung ginagamit nating mga antenna na mahaba na nilalabas natin sa bahay, also yung parang yung sinasabi nilang ano, yung ganito, yung rabbit ear, sinasabi. For history, phase array transmission was originally shown in 1905 by Nobel laureate Carl Ferdinand Braun, who demonstrated enhanced transmission of radio waves in one direction. During World War II, Nobel laureate Luis Alvarez used phase array transmission in a rapidly steerable radar system for a ground-controlled approach, a system to aid in the landing of aircraft. At the same time, the GEMA in Germany built the Mammoth. It was later adapted for radio astronomy, leading to Nobel prizes for physics for Anthony Hewish and Martin Ryle. After several large space arrays were developed at University of Cambridge, this design is also used for radar and generalized in interferometric radio antennas. So noon pa pala is noong panahon ng 1905 is napakita na nila yung ah, transmission ng phase arrays. So in 2004, Caltech researchers demonstrate the first integration silicon-based phase array receiver at 24 GHz with 8 elements. This was followed by their demonstration of CMOS 24 GHz phase array transmitter in 2005 and fully integrated 77 GHz phase array transceiver with integrated antennas in 2006 by Caltech team in 2007. DARPA researchers announced a 16-element phase array radar antenna which was also integrated with all the necessary circuits on a single silicon chip and operated at 30 to 50 gigahertz. So, panahon pala noon na 2004, sa develop na yung unang integrated silicon-based phase array. So for phase arrays, may tatag po tayong dynamic phase array. Required no physical movement to end the beam. The beam is moved electronically. This can produce antenna motion fast enough to use small pencil beam to simultaneously track multiple targets while searching for new targets using just one radar set track while search. For example, yung pag set ng target ng mga missile. Yun ang example niya. As an example, antenna with a 2-degree beam with a pulse rate of 1 kHz will require approximately 8 seconds to cover an entire hemisphere consisting of 8,000 pointing positions. This configuration provides 12 opportunities to detect 1,000 milli per seconds or 2,200 miles per second per hour or 3,600 kilometers per hour. Vehicle over range of 100 kilometers or 62 miles, which is suitable for military applications. The position of mechanical steered antennas can be detected, which can be used to create electronic countermeasures that interfere with radar operation. The flexibility resulting from phase array operation allows beams to aim at random locations, which eliminates this vulnerability. This is also desirable for military applications. So, itong phase arrays is talagang ang pinaka main na gamit niya sa application is for military base po talaga. For fixed phase array, antennas are typically used to create an antenna which more than desirable for form factor than conventional parabolic reflector or Cassegrain reflector. Fixed arrays incorporated fixed phase shifters. For example, most commercial FM radio and TV antenna towers use a collinear antenna array which is fixed phase array of the dipole elements. In radar application, this kind of phase array is physically moved during the track and scan process. There are two configurations: multiple frequency with the delay line and multiple adjacent beam. So ito po nakikita natin, kadalasan nakita natin sa mga towers like ABS-CBN and GMA. For active phase array or what we call ASA, active electronically scanned arrays. Elements incorporate transmit amplification with phase shift in each antenna element or group of elements. Each element also include receive pre-amplification. The phase shifter setting is the same for transmit and receive. So ito yung passive niya. Large central amplifier with attenuating phase shifters. And typically use large amplifiers that produce all of the microwave transmit signal for the antenna. Phase shifters typically consist of waveguides elements controlled by magnetic field voltage gradient or equivalent technology. And for our equation is mathematically a phase array is an example of n-slit diffraction in which the radiation field at receiving point is the result of coherent addition of n point sources in a line since each individual antennas act as a slit. Emitting radio waves, their diffraction pattern can be calculated by adding the shape shift to the fringing term. So phase shift is equals to phase shift 0 sine open and close parenthesis pi alpha over and for our first equation or formula, this is our first formula. And now, and this is for our second formula that taking the square of the wave function give us the intensity of the wave. For our third uh, formula is now space in meters of distance. This distance is chosen for simplicity of calculation but can be adjusted as any scalar fraction of the wavelength. Thus, as an n gets large, the term will be dominated by the as a sign can oscillate between -1 and 1. We can see that the setting of theta also will send the maximum energy of an angle given by. So, ito po yung ating formula. At naka-derive na po yun. So, additionally, we can see that if we wish to adjust the angle at which maximum energy is emitted, we need only to adjust the phase shift between successive antennas. Indeed, the phase shift corresponds to negative angle maximum signal. So, theta is equals to sine -1, 1 is equals to pi over 2 equals 90 degrees. So, for the application of phase arrays, so una po yung dito is broadcasting. Sabi ko lang po before na broadcasting is isa sa mainly used ng ating phase arrays or uh, for AM broadcast radio station to enhance signal strength and therefore coverage in the city of license while minimizing interference to other areas due to the difference of between daytime and night time ionospheric propagation at medium wave frequency. It is common for AM broadcast station to change between ground wave and night sky wave radiation patterns by switching the phase and power levels supplied to the individual antenna element masked radiators daily at sunrise and sunset. And for our radar, phase array radar system are also used by warship of many navies. So, ginagamit ito sa mga paglalayag kung may kalaban or pumapasok sa teritoryo ng bansa na pagmamayari. Tulad ng issue ngayon sa West Philippine Sea, yun nga, is sakop ng EEZ or Exclusive Economic Zone itong inaagaw ng China. So, yun po ang gamit ng phase arrays as radar. At para naman po sa space probe communication, the messenger spacecraft was a space probe commissioned to the planet Mercury. So ginamit din pala ito for space mission na kung saan is ating dinidiscover ang deep space na kung saan is para discover pa natin ano yung pwedeng makuha resources dun sa mga ibang planeta. And for satellite broadband internet transceivers, Starlink is a low Earth orbit satellite constellation that is under construction as of 2021. It is designed to provide broadband internet connectivity to consumers. The user terminals of system will be used phase array antennas. So ito yung ginagamit natin ngayon. But still is under construction siya at siguro matatapos ito soon dahil at magkakaroon tayo ng mas reliable na internet service. And for radio frequency identification, so kung makikita nyo po yung doon sa RFID natin pag is itap lang. So yun ang yun ang gumagamit din siya ng phase arrays ng signal. And human-machine interfaces, a phase array of acoustic transducer denominated airborne ultrasound tactile display. So, pag yung baby, yung pag nagpa-ultrasound ng isang nanay, is nakikita natin yung baby sa loob ng tiyan using ultrasound. And for radio astronomy, phase array feeds or PAF have recently been used at the focus of radio telescope to provide many beams, giving the radio telescope a very wide field of view. So, mapansin nyo, yung sa radio natin is maraming mga frequency na nalilipat. 90.7, yun, mga 96.5. So, nasasagap ng ating radio. So, malawak ang kanyang nasasagap na signal. For advantages of phase array antennas, it offers higher directivity. The higher the number of elements in an array, the higher is the directivity. It provides electronic steering and hence cumbersome mechanical steering using servo motors can be avoided. Hence, beam can be moved in the desired direction in less than milliseconds. It can be used for surveillance and tracking in radar. It can emit multiple beams simultaneously to deliver multifunction operations. Beam steering is possible in two planes using planar array configuration. Digital beam forming is also possible. And lastly, linear array configuration requires very simple arrangement of elements. So, yan po ang ating advantages using a phase array antennas. And for disadvantages of phase array antenna, the coverage is limited to 120 degrees in both azimuth and elevation. Lower frequency agility can be achieved. Ray deflection is possible only in a single plane using linear array configuration. Planar array configuration is very complex and require phase shifter with advanced electronic controls. And lastly, it is available at higher cost. So, mahal siya. And for my questions, number 1, who demonstrated enhanced transmission of radio waves in one direction? Of course, si Mr. Carl Fernandez Brown, letter B po. Phase array are used by warship of many navies. So, before is, nakasabi ko po is, ginagamit siya more on sa mga military operation. So, ang sagot po dyan is radar. And number 3, phase array are used by many AM broadcast radio to enhance signal strength. So, obvious na obvious po siya na ang sagot po is broadcasting. And for number 4, usually means an electronically scanned array. So, pag sinabi po natin electronically scanned, automatic po is RFID po. Then, lastly, for number 5, an array do not require phase reset after the end of transmit pulse. So, hindi ang magiging pong sagot dyan is phase array po. Bali, Ah, at ito ang aking question for this report. And this is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening, and God bless. Thank you.